The first problem we're going to run into with this, obviously, is the part is not aligned to anything. It is just sort of off in dead space or airplane space, and that's pretty typical. So I'm going to do a quick alignment. I'm going to go to my level manager. I'm going to pop open a new active level, and then I'm just going to go up to my wireframe ribbon, and I'm going to throw a bounding box around this. Not to define the material or do anything like that, but just to help me align it a little bit quicker. I don't have a lot of sharp corners or square corners to work with, and a bounding box is a really great sort of just simple alignment tool. So I'm going to go ahead and fire off a bounding box, and I'll go ahead and select the part I want to throw the box around, and I'll hit end selection. Of course, at that point, the part is, still off in space, so the box is, I don't know, my boss would be too happy with that as far as an efficient use. But on the left-hand side of my bounding box utility, I do have an auto function, or if that doesn't work, I've also got a manual and a solid face alignment tool. But I find the auto function works pretty well. If I just click the auto function, it's going to go ahead and kind of look at the solid or look at my selection and try to line the box up as best it can. And that did a really simply good job. So I'm going to go ahead and create this as lines and arcs. Again, this box is going to be just for alignment purposes, and there we go. I'm just going to want to get this into my basic top plane just so my programming can be a little bit more consistent than if I was, wherever I am right now. So I'm going to go ahead and jump up to my toolpath transform. My entity transform, my transform ribbon. I'm going to grab a dynamic transform over there, give that a left click, go ahead and window select everything. Go ahead and hit end selection up there at the top. While my gnomon is sort of off in space, I'm going to give it just a left click to park it. And of course, if I pick it up and move it, the box, and the selected entities go for a ride. And I don't want to do that. I want to align the gnomon to this box first. Down and to the left of the gnomon always is sort of the secret gnomon button. That is the align or move mode button. When you see the little cube and the sphere, that's in move mode. So again, when I pick it up and move it, whatever selected goes along for the ride. I click that button. I see the little gnomon there. That puts it in alignment mode. That means I can move the gnomon around and my part doesn't move. So I'm then going to click between the X and the Y arrow. That's the only one of those that lights up, and that's actually a button, and that's the button that allows me to sort of locate Z by finding a flat place or solid face or surface to sort of line up and sort of park X and Y. So I'm just going to bring it up onto that top of my part. You can see X and Y are flat or, planular to that, and Z is pointing straight up. So I'll give a left click to sort of lock that in. And as I move that around, that's there. So then I'll just bring this kind of up to one of the corners. I'm just going to go to this bottom left corner here, since that's kind of where I want to align it anyway. And I'll go ahead and align either X or Y, in this case Y, to my bounding box itself. And if I've already got Z aligned and I've just aligned Y, then X by default is also aligned because 2 out of 3 is all I need. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and hit the move button again. And then I'm going to use some of the sort of the quick buttons over here. I call them the cheat buttons, but they really work great. Basically, these are quick origin or just quick translate buttons. So origin to world, which would be top, basically move to origin. And then axes to world, go ahead and align the part to my top plane. So if I come down here, click on my top plane on my G cube, which you can do these days, I can see the part is pretty much squared up to whatever plane I choose. Either C plane, T plane, WCS, or just world, which tends to always be top. So that looks great. So I'm going to go ahead and green check. I'll go ahead and clear out my colors, and then that part is kind of exactly where I need it to be.